All right, I'll show you this, tell you this real quick. There are steps to felling a tree. Always refer to the steps. Felling.
Fellen.
F-E-L-L-E-N is the language of dropping a tree. So don't get stuck on that. Height and hazards. What's the height?
About
20 foot, right?
About 15 feet.
So step one, height and hazards. The height's 25, hazards of where it could land is 25 circumference. This is a hazard. If it were to take something from this and pull at it, being that this is rotted, it could release it, come back, drop one on your head or something. The vines, it could pull the vines and it could grab you, pull you with it. Pull a rotator cuff or something small. Slip, trip, and falls. You know, these vines, if you got to get out of here in a hurry, you could trip. It doesn't look like the soil's too hard, so it can be slippery.
Okay.
Any other hazards? Get this one leaning here, so the escape route of this way is not going to work. So we got that way nice and clear. Am I going to trip on anything on my way out?
No.
Am I going to get hung up if I chose that route?
Yeah.
If I only had that route, what do? Cut me a trail.
Clear away.
Cut me a trail. Yep, clear away. Get the stuff out of your way. If I make the notch directly to the trailer, then I am on the exact opposite side of my notch, correct?
Yeah.
So an escape route is only at 45 this way and 45 that way. Never that way for obvious reasons, and never straight behind it. My escape route is never that way. It's always 45 this way or 45 that way.
Okay. And does that depend on where
that is the least likely place of a tree that gone wrong in a felling operation to land on 45 degrees that way or 45 that way. You have two choices and that's about it. It's no guarantee. It's just the best option. Height and hazards. Lean. Where is it leaning?
Back.
It's leaning back. So it's going to take manipulation. Correct?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it is. Now every
it's going like this though.
Yeah, every angle kind of tells a different story. But it's small enough we can maneuver it. But if it was big enough, we have options of topping it out, setting a line, or setting a line at this big, 55 feet, and there's no hazards, no targets. Set a rope, you can drop it. It all depends on location and targets.
Just like when we dropped that mulberry, we pulled it in the direction towards the trailer.
As long as it's doable, right? If it was leaning that way and we tried to go that way with it, common sense kicks in saying we can't do that.
Right.
Height and hazards, lean. You remembering these? Height and hazards, lean, that's escape route.
Lean.
Height and hazards, lean, escape route.
Height, hazards, lean, and escape route. Okay.
Where's this escape route?
This way.
On this particular one. Now, if you were at a new tree over there, where are your two escape routes? The only two options you have. 45 degrees one way or 45 the other way, based on the notch and where the placement of the back cut will be. Now, what are the other options that are just not going to work as far as the escape route?
Well, backwards,
straight
back, and then, I mean, obviously forward.
Or 90 degrees that way or 90 degrees that way. You want to stay 45. That's why, remember, 45 degrees.
Okay.
Notch. Number 5. Give me the number 5, which is notch. One is
height, hazard.
Height and hazards.
Height and hazards. Escape route?
Nope.
No, that was trips.
Where's it wanting to go? Lean.
Oh yeah, lean. Yep. Height and hazards, leans, escape route,
notch.
Notch. Okay.
I use the open face because that's what they taught us in tree felling class. Spent the whole day. I got a certificate, so I'm going to use it. They gave me a certificate, which is 70 to 90. And you want to know how you get your 70 to 90? You get a protractor. If you don't have a protractor, you just put your bar straight up against it. Every saw that is worth a damn has a Fellen sight. Line, line, line. Wherever that line is pointing at, that's where your notch is going to be pointing. So refer to your line on the saw that actually is worth a damn. The saws that ain't, they don't have that line. Put your blade straight on there like that. Come out 1 inch. Guaranteed to get you between 70 and 90 degrees. You come in and you want to go a third. This one here is let's say 7 inches across. So a third of that, you want to be right about 2.5 inches deep. And then you want to come in on your lateral cut. If you got the proper bar and chain on the saw, that is worth a damn. It should be level like this. Well, if it don't go level, it's because you done screwed it up by gripping it. Go like this, put it in the wood. Try not to do anything with your grab hand. Put it in the wood as level as you can. They don't come with a level, not even the ones that are worth the damn, so you're gonna have to use your head. If you don't get your 70 to 90 here, you can always get it here. I don't recommend it. And when they meet right here, this one and this one meet at a third, that is called the apex. You don't want to cross the apex. You don't want them crossing, because that is not going to give you good hinge wood. It's going to give you good squatting wood. And if she squats, the saw that you be using that may be worth a damn is now stuck in the wood, not worth a damn, because it ain't cutting. But it's your fault that you made it not worth a damn. Level, apex meets but doesn't cross. Your back cut should be exactly on the other side of your apex, not more than a chain width above it or below it. If you were dipping here and you're underneath your notch on this side, try to catch that early, adjust, and go.
Okay.
Don't just keep going and say, we'll figure it out. Adjust, catch it early, adjust. Don't cut more than 5 to 7% into your hinge. So if I have a third deep of 7 inches, my face is 80%, which means if I'm standing there looking directly at my notch, you should see some bark on each side. It should not be just a big wide open Pac-Man.
Right. Okay.
And then when I come in on the back cut, I want to stop at about that. That is prime time hinge wood.
Okay.
And that's based on 5 to 7%. Okay?
Okay.
And when you're doing a felling like this where I'm not using a rope, most will go like this and they'll make their little notch because this is convenient. It's right here at eye level. And now I have leverage from a notch like this. Not a whole lot. But if I'm smart and I've been doing this a minute, I will put my notch down here and then I do my back cut. I'll leave my saw in there when I know for a fact my saw is actually going to help me out. Now when I reach up here for leverage, I am this far away from my notch and back cut. Now I have the leverage to push this over, and as I get it over, I pull my saw and I walk away with the tip away from me, because if I were to slip and fall, my saw and all the dangerous parts are going away from me, versus if I were to slip and fall, I'm not keeping all the dangerous parts away from me. Okay. So you always want to, at all else fails, you always want to walk with your bar and behind you.
Okay.
We don't always do it, but you should know that still.
Okay.
And practice it.
Okay.